So take MMORPGs, massive multiplayer online role-playing games. You could create an NFT, a non-fungible token, as a weapon. It could be a weapon, a one-of-one weapon where people have to go and finish the dungeon, and whoever is first to finish the dungeon gets the weapon, the NFT in that case. Hello to anyone who's watching. Hello YouTube. Hello Instagram. I think that should be it for the long format. So hello everyone. I'm going to start this by saying do not use this video for educational purposes. I'm making this video as a log for my progress as I am learning about the blockchain, NFTs, and everything that encompasses it. Yeah. And I learned in college, and as I'm studying, that the best way to learn something and understand something is to write it down and talk out loud. So that's how I'm using this video. So yeah, do not use this video as educational purposes. I am barely a novice. I wouldn't even consider myself a novice from what I know and from what I understand. Yeah. So today I will basically try to explain. I'm going to talk about NFTs and blockchain and try to talk about it in the most simple terms so that a 12-year-old, someone that knows nothing about NFTs and the blockchain, can understand it, really. Yeah, I think everyone knows the quote. I don't know it, but you know which one I'm referencing it to. So let's go ahead and start. And I do have my notes. Yeah, hopefully. Actually, what would have been fun to do, not fun, but great, would have been to include sources. So I think what I'm going to do, just like I'm trying to do for articles and stuff, is I will include the sources from where I learned, from where I got my information. That way anyone who's watching this video can go check these sources out, and these are trusted sources where you can learn it from, where you can learn about NFTs, where you can learn about the blockchain and such. Okay. So I will include them in the description below. Hopefully I do something here, or maybe at the end of the video on the black screen or something. That might be better. What a break. It's fun. It's recognizing speech and stuff. Alright. So NFTs. So NFTs is going to be simpler. This is the first thing I learned. And I already wrote something about it where I tried to explain it in my own words. So if I was to explain it to a 12-year-old, to someone that knows nothing about it, I would say, so NFTs stands for non-fungible tokens. And how would you explain it? Well, let's just look at it from a literary standpoint. It concerns fungibility and it concerns tokens. Tokens is the easiest to explain. It can be anything. A token can be anything. It can be voting rights, it can be art, it can be a ticket, sports ticket, it can be a card, it could be a piece of a business, 10% of a business, 1% of a business, 0.1% of a business. It could be, and hopefully this never goes that way, but it could be a piece of a human. It could be part of a human. Part of a revenue of a football player. Literally, a token can be anything. Now, fungibility means an object that's interchangeable. So, to break that down, what is fungible? Well, currency is fungible. $5 will always equals $5. Right? In fact, I can exchange a $5 bill for 5 $1 bills because we know the value does not change. The value of $5 will always be $5. Non-fungible means the opposite, right? And this is where I got it from OpenSea. The easiest to see it is anything you can sell on eBay is non-fungible. So this chair is non-fungible. This camera is non-fungible. A piece of art is non-fungible. Mona Lisa is non-fungible. LeBron James rookie card, non-fungible. This cup, non-fungible. Fortnite skin, non-fungible. Why are they non-fungible? Because the value is subjective. Meaning that someone might be willing to pay $15 for this cup. Someone might pay $1. Sports card, someone that's interested in sports cards, say Gary Vee, would pay hundreds of thousands for a sports card. Someone like my sister wouldn't give a damn, wouldn't give a shit about a sports card. She would pay $0 for this sports card. She sees no value, no worth in that sports card. Gary Vee sees values. He sees value, he sees worth in that sports card, so he's willing to pay for it. So yeah, fungibility, non-fungible is simply, it's very subjective. Okay. Did I do a good job or not of explaining it? I don't know. And so in the NFT, because we're talking about the blockchain thing, it's digital. It's a digital non-fungible token, really. What else should I say? Why do they exist? Why are people so into it and some are not? This is what I should have done, man. I should have gotten some question that where people don't understand and, try to answer them. Why would you want an NFT? Yeah, I'm going to try to answer that question. Okay, so why an NFT? So it obviously goes to the ownership thing. People like to own things. If we're going to talk about art, right, because this is the biggest thing. We've seen the Beeple sale, the CryptoPunks, all those are art, technically. I mean, the Beeple is definitely art. CryptoPunks, it's more like a collectible, but yeah. And you are owning this piece of art digitally. Why would someone pay millions of dollars for Mona Lisa? It's because someone sees value in it. If someone's willing to pay 69 million, somebody's going to be willing to pay 71 million maybe. I don't think that was good, man. Okay, no, yeah, there we go. This is the best way I'm going to explain it. Okay, so an example of an NFT in real world application. Take gaming, MMORPGs, right? So mass multiplayer online role-playing game. So take MMORPGs, massive multiplayer online role-playing games. You could create an NFT, a non-fungible token, as a weapon. It could be a weapon, a one-of-one weapon where people have to go and finish the dungeon, and whoever's first to finish the dungeon gets the weapon, the NFT in that case. Nowadays, that weapon, that sword, we'll just make it a sword, that sword has no value outside of the game. Okay, and you can only use it in the game. What happens if you stop playing the game? Well, you went through all this time, you enjoyed it, and that's it. You can't do anything about it anymore. While the game itself, if Ubisoft created the game, made money after that because you bought the game, you're playing it, you're probably buying stuff, which is not cool. Now, if we were to make that weapon an NFT, you could, first of all, it's a one of one. It's going to have value. If millions of people are playing the game, and if it's a one of one, it's going to have tremendous value. People are going to be willing to pay for it. So you can either keep it, knowing you are the one that has that weapon, which if it's a one of one, let's be honest, it's probably going to be a fucking OP weapon. But you could also sell it. You could go on a marketplace and sell it because it's not really for your class. You know, you're maybe a mage, so you don't really need a sword. This is what you can do with NFTs. You spent that time and it is worth it. Okay, actually, I think that wasn't bad, man. What else do you think? I think the best here, interoperability, tradability, immutable, provable scarcity. Those are all things that make up the NFT, really, like why are people into it. It's interoperable, which means you can exchange it everywhere because the NFTs use the same standards usually. It's tradable because now you own it compared to now where if you buy a weapon, you don't own it, the game owns it. The game operator or whatever. It's immutable because it's on the blockchain. And there's provable scarcity. And there's provable scarcity because, you know, the game might create just 10 of these weapons, just one, maybe just 1,000. But you know, once 10 weapons have been created, once they create 10 kind of that sword, that's it. There's no more. There's not going to be more of that kind of sword. Yeah, NFT standards. I think that's too. There's really no need to explain this. ERC 731, ERC 1155. Those are just standards. HTTPS. You know, all those kind of things. On-chain, off-chain. So this is actually a good one. Value of token comes from the asset it represents, which is why people might be more willing to pay for a piece of art than a weapon in a game. It's just, how do you see, what do you value it? What do you think it's worth? And what do other people think it's worth? You know, why do people buy sports cars? I don't fucking know, man. Why do you think I bought all those t-shirts from The Rock? I see value in it. Some might not. That's it. And yeah. So like the one thing I'm most excited about with NFTs is definitely in the gaming industry, man. I love anime, one of my favorite anime, and I'm gonna get trashed on by the anime community. Is Sword Arts Online, SAO. Although, hey, just the first season, okay? The second season a little bit. It would just be, man, it would be fucking awesome. I mean, you could literally make your job creating weapons or creating skins. Anything, man. You could do it. You could be that blacksmith that creates a weapon for you. Kirito. I forgot his name because I haven't watched Sword Arts Online in a long time. But or you could be the one guy that has the most OP weapon because you finished the dungeon first. It could be anything. I'm so excited about the gaming industry for this. Okay. That was actually, I think that was pretty good. It was long, but I'm pretty sure there's bits here and there that I can cut out. Hopefully, I might show it to my parents first to see if they understand it. Okay, so that was NFTs. Blockchain. Now, this is the new things I've been learning. Learning is literally my full-time job right now. I'm learning 10 hours a day, which is probably not the best thing to do. But I'm loving it, man. I have a tunnel vision on this. I can't stop learning about it. There's always something new. I mean, you could go on the Ethereum glossary and you have every word about the blockchain. And I'm trying to learn all of them. And I'm listening to Decrypt, Bankless, all these podcasts, Hasher for the French community. I'm learning so much. It's fucking amazing. Okay. Blockchain. How can I explain it easily? I think I did in a tweet already. When I was first writing about it, when I was first taking notes. I mean, honestly, the easiest way to explain what a blockchain is to take the analogy of a book. Okay, imagine a book. Right? This is literally this is a fucking book. And I can't fucking close it. This is a book. Okay? Books have pages. Bam, bam, pages. Okay? Each page is linked. Right? Each page is linked to the previous one. Right? So if you want to know what happens, so say you're at page 50, you want to know what happens at page 1, you know. You want to know what happens at page 22, you fucking know. It's there. Okay? The blockchain is the same thing, but replace the book by the word blockchain and replace pages by the word blocks. And each block is linked to the previous one. It's that simple. So if you're on block 150 and you want to know what happened at block 100, and that's probably like, you wouldn't do it like that, but yeah, you can know. It's there, it's immutable. You cannot, and the one thing compared to a book is that the blockchain is one of the most secure thing in the world. It is immutable. Once it's in there, it cannot be replaced, removed, it's in there. But a paper, a book, I can rip it off. Pages are still linked together. But yeah, you want to understand blockchain, the best way I explained it to myself is taking the analogy of a book. Now, what else can I... Yeah, the cat is eating the plant. Time to go. There you go. Don't hit your cats. Ignore them. If you ignore them, they're going to stop doing it. Once they do something good, give them a treat. They'll learn. They learn they're doing something good because they got a treat. If you ignore them, they know they did something bad. But they still eat that goddamn plant though, so I don't know. Okay. Obviously, if I talk about the blockchain, I have to talk about decentralization. I hope I said that right. Decentralization. Just reading my notes here. Give me a second. So, obviously, again, the best way to explain is to give examples. How can I give an example about this? And I want to give my own example here. The book analogy, I already heard it somewhere. Hasher for the French community. It explains everything so well. I can't talk about the 5 components of a blockchain. Obviously, I wrote peer-to-peer network, cryptography, consensus algorithm, consensus rule, punishments and rewards from the game theory, and then obviously market adoption. If you have 1% of the blockchain is pretty useless. Actually, let's go ahead and try to talk about it. Decentralization. Why are some people... I'm gonna talk about why people are for it. Can I give an example? Yes. And I saw this one in 99 Bitcoin, so it is not my own example. Let's try my own example. Can I do it? I'm just gonna fucking go for it. Find a good example. The DMV, your license, could that be a good one? But I still like the analogy of a book. Man, 99. Check out 99 Bitcoin. This is another source I get a lot of information from. And he gives the analogy of the British history. I forgot what the book's called. Really great. You have everything on his channel. There's Whiteboard Tuesday, and he explains, blockchain, Ethereum 2.0, staking, layer 2s, everything. My own example. What does the government or essential authority owns that we should own? I kind of want to give the example of the DMV. It's coming to my mind about licenses. But how would it apply on the blockchain? That is interesting. Okay, let's try it anyways. So your license, you get after passing a test, and the DMV assigns you your license, right? You have to trust your DMV for that. If you want to change anything on your license, you go towards your DMV, and you have to trust that they will do the right thing, and what you asked for. If you were, say, you get a ticket. Does that apply to? I don't know anything about the DMV. How am I going to talk about it? All I know is I get my license, man. Shit. Forget it. Forget the DMV. You know what? Forget it. I'm going to go back. I'm going to fucking try it. And everything might be wrong. So this is why you should not use this video for educational purposes. A DMV. Say you get your license. Say you get a ticket, right? And the ticket, and the officer assigns points off. Well, that's the DMV, I think, that assigns you your points off. They see you got a ticket, the officer wrote it down, it goes in the system, the DMV sees that you had a ticket with points off, and so they take points off your license. Now, technically, they could take 6 points off. They are the one controlling your license. So if instead of taking 1 point off, they want to take 3, they can do it. With the blockchain, which here you would do it yourself. That doesn't make any sense, man. But with the blockchain, the officer would go, maybe he would show you, Alright, I'm going to take 1 point off because you were speeding 10 over or something. So I'm going to take 1 point off. He puts it in the blockchain. Done. Your license is taken off 1 point, and it's immutable. You can't change it. The officer can't go and try to add, with the DMV, you can't go and try to add another one, -2 instead of -1. I think even better than that, if you set up the rules well in the first page of the blockchain, and the officer comes and he says you were 10 over, and he's like, that's going to be 2 points, but in the rules it says 1 point. The blockchain isn't going to accept it. You're not following the rule, and it's only going to take 1 point off. I think. I need to find a way better example. But I mean, again, 99 Bitcoin's example was so much better. It's about histories being written by the victors. So they take the fact that, to go back to the analogy of a book, the British history books should have everything, the whole British history, in 6, 7 books, I think. But it was only from a couple historians, experts in that field. To write everything about the British history in 7 books, they had to omit things. There are things they don't know. There are things that they voluntarily left out. Things that they put in might not be right. Why are you scratching the wall? Things like that, But you have to trust them that this is right. The blockchain, people can go and probably write about it, and it would be proven by the whole network making this true, and now it's there, immutable. Again, 99 Bitcoin explains it more clearly, way better, and this is where I see I have so much to learn, Because right now, if I said this to someone that doesn't understand the blockchain, they would be fucking lost. Okay, let's try how it works. How does the blockchain works? So there are 5 components making the blockchain work. Peer-to-peer network, P2P, cryptography. I'm trying from my mind here. Cryptography. I talked about which one? Consensus algorithm, punishment and rewards, and then the mass acceptation. Market adoption. There we go. That's what it's called. Peer-to-peer network is basically everyone is. So you have a network of nodes, computers, that are all equal, and they're all going to work to, in this case, mine for Bitcoin, and they're all going to work to mine that block and making it valid, making it true. So if you're if you're exchange it 1 Bitcoin, say I'm giving 1 Bitcoin to my sister, the whole network is working on it to making that transition valid. And it is obviously open to everyone because all you need is a computer. Now you need a strong computer, strong computational power. But yeah, that's what's making it central, is that there's no central authority like the DMV owning the data, basically owning the transaction. It's just everyone is validating it instead of the bank validating it. This fucking word is goddamn hard. Cryptography, that's how the blocks are mined, right? You have your computer is working to solve a puzzle, basically to validate a block. And by solving that puzzle, that means that the block is true, the block is valid. And after they've solved the puzzle, the block is added to the blockchain. Because, if you don't have cryptography, well then, because anyone can be a node, any computer can be a node, well, anyone can, they would be able to accept anything. So you would solve, by having cryptography, you solve the double spending problem of the peer-to-peer network, I think. Consensus algorithm, consensus rule, agree on rules on how to add a new page, on how to add a new block. So you have the proof of work for the Bitcoin and the proof of stake for right now Cardano, and that's where Ethereum is trying to go with Ethereum 2.0. Yeah, I'll talk about that later. But proof of work is basically computational power, right? Like a computer is going to work to mine the block. Proof of stake is you're staking, you're putting money in a vault, imagine a vault. You're putting money in there to become a validator. And then this is where I'll stop right there. And then punishments and rewards. That comes from the game theory where, you want to make sure that it is in people's best interest to follow the rules and not break them. So you basically glue all the elements, the peer-to-peer network, cryptography, a consensus algorithm for rewards. So when someone mines a block, in Bitcoin's case, you get a reward in Bitcoin, right? You get a couple Bitcoin. You get a token or a coin. And it helps maintain our records, the blockchain's records, and add new pages and blocks. Yeah. And what's very interesting about punishments and rewards is that it turns the rules of the system in rules you want to follow rather than rules you need to follow. Okay. This is where I will stop. Because then I talk about Ethereum, but Ethereum is about where Bitcoin, the Bitcoin blockchain, is about currency, and that's its only application. Ethereum is a DIY blockchain of dApps, decentralized application. So you can use the Ethereum blockchain to then create your own apps, dApps. How it works, the same thing as a proof of work, although they're working towards proof of stake. Because mostly of environmental issues, although that's another issue. Okay, yep. A plus. Wait, hold on. Give it a little conclusion. Hopefully I did this right. Hopefully I kind of explained it well. My goal is to make sure that I explained it better than last time, which was a week and a half ago. And honestly, just by talking, I think I did that, especially for NFTs. Last time I did not talk about the blockchain. I did talk about NFTs and it was confusing. I was confused when I was talking about it. But I think this time I did a lot better job on explaining an NFT, which means I am progressing and this is good. The blockchain, we'll see in 1 week. I definitely need to work. This is where I will analyze this and see where I need to be better at. And yeah, so I'm going to say it again. Do not use this video for educational purposes. Maybe not even for entertainment purposes. This is again just a log for my progress. Because I know I will be in this world. This is the world I want to be in. There's nothing in school I would study for barely an hour. Right now I'm learning 10 hours a day. This is so exciting, man. The gaming, the more you learn about it, the more opportunities you see in places. In voting, I see opportunities in insurance and with DeFi, and in the gaming world, everywhere, man. It's so fucking amazing. And so yeah, by doing this log of progress, people will see where I came from. I will see where I came from. And it's also helping me as I analyze the videos later on. Where do I need to be better? Where can I explain it better? All those things. So yeah, I will add trusted sources. So right now I can tell you it was OpenSea blog, and for the NFTs. For the blockchain, it was 99 Bitcoin. This is where I learned my thing. I will give links in the description below. And I will also write articles. I already wrote one about NFTs and I will do one about the blockchain. So yeah, I think this was a good self-learning experience. I think I should do this more often. So see you in the next one.